Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody all around the world, and thank you for joining us today for another Left 4 Dead 2 competitive shoutcast. My name is MK. I will be your caster and cameraman for today. We have another Swiss Tournament Match 3 coming up. It is going to be the teams between Mingoose family and Approx. A little bit delayed on getting that last player in here, but we got everybody ready to go. Looks like we just need Alpha and Mariah to ready up. I'll go over roster rundown in just a few seconds before we get this game live. So we'll go over Approx roster, which will be Alpha, Smack Nerd, Macy, and Mariah. And then also for Mingoose family, we will have Forzy, Blob, Presto, and I'm not quite sure who the other player is. I think it might be Arwolf. I don't know if that's Arwolf or not. Let me look real fast and see if that. No, it is not Arwolf, so I'm not quite sure who the last one is. I wonder if that's Kimchi. That might be Kimchi. Well, the ping doesn't reflect it. I'm not quite sure who that last person is. But either way, the GLHFs are coming out in chat. We're going to get the game live momentarily. The opening attack that the survivors will have to deal with. There's going to be a Spitter, Hunter, Jockey, and the Charger. And we are live, everybody. As soon as we get the last person in, we go. And thank you very much, Kryja. It is Kimchi. Player that has been played quite a few years on Envy, but Envy is not playing in this tournament. It's going to be Mingoose family, whose roster he's going to be on. The remainder, at least for this tournament. Smackner is going to take front shotgun. Shortly after is going to be Mariah. Attack comes in. The Hunter will land. The Charger gets 1 slam, 2 slams, 3 slams, 4 slams. And what a massive amount of damage going on to Approx. Mariah got a little too far forward there with the survivor play. And that is going to be a lot of damage going on to Approx. This opening attack for this tournament match. Yikes. And we have a pause. As we wait for everybody to return, but right now, a lot of damage has went on to Approx after the first hit. Mariah got a little too separated from the team, leaving 2 survivors on the top level, not able to navigate without taking spit damage to get the clear, and Mariah's health shows for it. But right now, we'll be patient and wait for them to return. And there we go, we are live. And now we just be patient for them to get down, listen to the beautiful elevator music they have installed for us. Alright. Now they will have to get out of this elevator to go trigger the rest of the event. There is a death charge imminent. They don't have anybody bleeding, so I think we're going to see a pretty standard play here for this chapter. And we're going to wait for the event horde to start trickling in. The spawns that we'll have is the best hit in the game, I would say, for close quarters. Which will be Charger Hunter, Jockey Spitter. They have already taken over 25% of their damage away with the first hit. 73.1 remains. Let's see how much they could do with this. Event should be starting momentarily. And if you are actually watching Kryja, how comes I can't see the bait timer when recast? Am I doing something wrong? Yeah, smoking time. This is just a standard tactic. And we should see the event any second. And there we go. All right, the event horde is triggered. This will clear out all the rooms. No commons have spawned the door or the wall behind the X with it, so this will not break. I don't think commons spawn in this room. So we'll be clear for the infected to use that as an opportunity to try to get a depth charge. And alright, they should start making their way out. Smack Nerd will lead. Rochelle will now lead behind them. They have 3 shotguns. Very interesting call. There's so many different ways to get damage with the Charger here. Let's see if they go for death or just strictly maybe an in cap onto Mirai. Magnerd about to trigger this event. The event is triggered. They are retreating back. Here it comes. The Charger will miss. The Jockey and Spitter will land, so it's going to be an in cap. And Alpha is going to suffer a lot for it as well. They are trying so hard to get that pickup, and they eventually do. Alright, so Mirai suffers the in-cap. Not too much more will come off the bonus. They lose about 10% more. Keep in mind that a small percentage of that is strictly just from the in-cap. For those that are new to Zone Mod and don't know exactly damage bonus works, if any player gets in-cap, it gets picked up. Automatic 5% off the DB. Boomer goes in for a 2-boom in the back. I didn't see it. He fell through the top of the elevator. Got a 2-boom proxy, which would cause Mirai to pop their set of pills. Alpha is also slow, but won't pop probably into the tank spawns. And looks like the SI are completely content with setting up when they traverse one side into the street. All right. They will have a quad attempt before the tank. Let's see if they can get a wipe with it, or if not. All right, they're going to send it in now. Nice geek going out there. The Charger does miss. The Jockey and the Smoker were the only 2 to land. Good shutdown by Mirai and Smack Nerd. 2 shotguns melted it down. And they should be able to get the tank up, so they have lost about 45% of their bonus, just shy of that before the tank. I would say the opening attack really set the tone. As the first tank of the game. The Charger did land. No slams go out, but the first tank of the game for Mingoose family will be in the hands of 4Z. And right now, 4Z is getting his toys in play. Bringing all the dumpsters. A little weird physics from that one dumpster there. Dumpsters are usually a little bit easier for a tank to control than a car, I would say, especially when you have to line it up in these small areas. There's a lot of lampposts, lights, cars, fences that can really block the cars easier. Dumpsters are a little bit more easier to get through, so what the heck was the physics on that? Alright, 4Z is still first pass, 5% frustration left. And it looks like they're going to retreat inside and take it. He has second pass. And they're going to have a Smoker. Not a favorable spawn for this commit. Right, Smoker, once they even know where the Smoker is, he's trying to get the dumpster in. He's not going to be able to play on it. He's down to 36% rage. 5,500 HP left. He gets a double punch. Gets another punch on Rochelle. Another punch on Rochelle. He is down to 1,700 HP. Support's coming in. And it's not looking good for Approx. It looks like it's going to be a wipe. And that will be it for Approx. They get, oh, wait, they get to clear, but tank will be there to clean it up. And that will be Approx. Map 1, 184 points. And now they have a little bit of uphill battle with their infected side. They need to get a wipe here or at least exhaust all of their bonus for the possibility to mount a comeback. Fast ready up is what we like to see.
Looks like their plans have changed.
Under Spitter Jockey Charger, the opening attack.
Down here.
They go into the stairs. Oh, it's a 2 cap. The spit goes. Oh, the charger misses. Oh, the charger. Unfortunate for the charger. Not able to get that stumbles in the spit, but still, it's a decent amount of damage. And they take it a little bit more than 5%. That isn't too bad, but again, let's listen to the beautiful elevator music. Until next hit. Alright, Jockey, Boomer, Hunter are up. They still have to wait a few more seconds for Alpha. Looks like they are not going to be waiting for the Horde to clear this out. They're confident enough to go for it. Charger is in the spawn rotation.
Reloading.
But it really hurts not having a spitter here. And they're still looking for a favorable spawn. Alright, the event button is started. Boomer gets popped. Here goes the spawn. Oh, no, wait, they're just going to wait here for a minute. Interesting. Not a bad call, though. They want to make sure they go clean to the elevator without a depth charge. Now, this is an interesting tactic that could happen when the spitter comes up. They might do a stumble and just get spit damage. I think they should just pre-spit and just stumble would be a great call right now. All right, here they go. Spit, spit, spit. He gets a spit in there. Charger comes. Oh, but the spit doesn't spread in a favorable area. Unfortunate for them, but they did get a decent amount of damage. 2 hits will take about 10% of the bonus. It's not a bad average, but when you get wiped, you need a little bit more than that. Boomer gets a nice triple boom. Not really much you can do from that for the infected. Spitter is just way too late. Looks like the spitter ran away, had to come back and spit. A little bit more chip onto the bonus, not much more. They still have 778 bonus. Charger comes from the back. No, it's probably gonna be the tank. Yeah, Smackner just goes into sec, trying to get whatever he can, salvage some damage. Retro support will linger in the distance, see if they try to do any damage. Well, Smack Nerd, the second tanks for Approx, brings his dumpsters into play. Hunter gets skeeted. Smoker gets shut down. Boomer gets popped. So they will have a tri-cap with the commit. The Smoker will not be included. It will be a Charger Hunter Jockey. He's not hitting its dumpsters. At least not yet. Oh, he hits all 3 in the street with 1 shot. Not bad at all. He's bringing his cars in play. Survivor's doing a little bit of chip. They only got about 250 away. Two of them have Suzies. One of them has a regular chip Uzi. He's actually taking a lot of chip damage. He is down. Oh, almost a hit onto Coach. 2K down. He's really focusing the hittables a lot. He is down to 2,700 HP. The dumpster comes in. He's not going to get anything with it. Hunter will land. He'll get the in cap. Not going to get the death, so it's a pretty standard tank. 1 in cap going out. That'll get the bonus down to about 5 something. No, actually, it's still above 6 with the pills. It'll be 594.
Oh, they knocked the piss out of me.
Rochelle has to go back, grab ammo for a gun. Spitter's the first spawn up. Smoker shortly after. Boomer follows. Final spawn, which was the tank, will be a Jockey. The worst hit in the game you can get. We should see this spawns going really quick. Boomer Spitter may die last for a quad try. Alright, they try to make a play on the back two. The jockey gets M2'd, Smoker gets a pull, Spit goes out, Boomer's gonna come up momentarily. Try to get a boom on the car alarm, but he's on the wrong side. Holding on to the Boomer for a long time here, Alpha.
Over this fence.
Alright.
Don't shoot the car.
So no quad is gonna be ensuing. Guarantees a 2 boom. Now they got tri-cap. They're gonna go in with it. Interesting. Charger will get a 2 charge, and it will land and get some damage. But the clears are so fast that it only takes 11 points of damage off the bonus. And right now it looks like Mingoose family is about to walk in this safe room with a fat girthy bonus. About to walk in with about 900 points unless they can get some damage with this final hit. Smoker, Jockey, Charger, Spitter. Jockey gets melted. Smoker comes through. Charger is deleted. Spit delay goes out. And no damage goes out onto the survivors.
Reloading.
And yes, Suicide Blitz is known for map 1 having so many hittables. But they do have a lot of stuff to hide behind, so that's the reason for it. And that will be 980 to 184 in favor of Mingoose family. As we go into map 2 of Suicide Blitz, they do have to go up the stairs. We'll see what spawns are in rotation. Looks like they do have a Charger. And there we go. Spitter, Jockey, Smoker, Charger. I think they might rather have the Hunter involved in this, but they can manage to get certain survivors separated. This could be potential for a lot of damage. Tank will spawn at 54%, so we're going to see a lot of SI attacks before we see a tank fight. This map is known for being very long. It takes about 4 SI attacks to get to the event, and then 3 SI attacks to after the event. So there's a lot of hits. 7 attacks at only halfway point, and then a tank fight. Smoker does get the pull, but it is cleared right away. There goes a Jockey, but the Charger doesn't go. Charger misses, Smoker's shut down, and the Charger and Spitter die last, which means it'll be Hunter, Jockey, Smoker, Boomer. Not a good death order. It looks like a little hesitation on the SI.
Reloading.
0.3% of the bonus is taken off with that opening hit. None of the damage comes from the SI team. Either a common slap or some friendly fire. Spawns go in again. Hunter B's really ambitious. The Smoker does land. Gets cleared. A nice triple boom. Jockey gets a few ticks onto Nick. And that attack actually did pretty well considering it didn't have a Spitter or a Charger. So taking about 5% off the bonus is pretty respectable. And that will be the second SI attack in the books. They get 2 more before the event should be started, depending on how much damage the spawns do, or if they land.
Okay, try and keep out of the water.
Don't think they'll be able to blitz it fast enough when spawns are up. Charger, Hunter, Spitter, Jockey. Good sack order. Best hit of the game coming up. They go immediately. Jockey rockets in. Hunter does find a target, but everything is melted in a pretty respectable manner. And they'll get the bonus down to just under 91%. And if everybody plays Oman, know the pills are worth 91.1, and that's the only amount of bonus that they've lost. And here we go. Final hit before the event button.
What the hell?
Smoker
The only way is
Jockey,
over the bridge?
Boomer Hunter.
Okay.
I'm
Here's the
reloading.
plan. You gotta call that boat over.
All right, it started. They should go right now.
Well,
Here they go.
it's a
Spawns
plan.
are up. Hunter's going for a spawn. Hunter will land.
Jockey!
Gets cleared right away. Jockey lands two. Two boom ensues afterwards. And again, without a spitter or charger, I mean, they got about 2% off. Not too bad, but you want to soften them up a little bit more than that before the tank
I
fight.
don't think so.
Kim G taking blunt of the damage. 58%. Pings are pretty even. Smack Nerd is the only one in red ping.
Come on, man.
No
it's not
ping
funny
command
anymore.
for this, so I can't share that. Alright, spawns come up. Nice pull. Oh, what a meltdown by the charger. Hunter is trying to find a target, eventually gets killed. That will be Smoker and Spitter dying last. Tri-cap with Boom coming again. Charger, Jockey, Hunter, and the Boomer. And they're a little premature. The event is not here yet.
Gotta reload.
Reloading!
5 SI attacks in. It has accumulated about 17% worth of damage.
Reload.
Spawns are up. Hunter, Charger, Jockey, and the Boomer, indeed. Jockey comes in, gets M2. Charger is really late. Tries to juke the bullets, get killed. Hunter gets shut down, and Boomer at the end. So there we go. That will be at a total of 6 SI attacks before the tank. And that's the best that they could have done for damage. Which isn't too bad. But no bleed. Second tank of the game for Approx in the hit of Macy. Spawns are Jockey, Smoker, Hunter. They are not going to make a play on the boat.
Watch out!
No one's getting a pull. Here comes the early pull. This will be a death punch. Wait, what? What was that?
Tank, bro.
Much obliged.
Don't stop shooting!
They get the pickup. And that's unfortunate for Macy. I thought that for sure that was going to be a death punch, but the survivor just stays in place when getting hit. I think the tank might have been too close. And Macy's probably not going to be able to do much more with this tank. Pull forward, gets cleared right away. The Charger spawns after the Smoker died.
Shoot the son.
Charger is dead. Now only the Boomer. Now they're just going to run forward.
Man, I ain't doing too good.
And that will be the tank dealt with. They got the bonus down to 68.3%. 2 Boom Proxy. Spitter and Hunter are the only 2 spawns up for at least another 14 seconds. They should be able to get inside without triggering the event. Shoot the windows on this house. It will trigger a panic event. And they are in clean. They have Tri-Cap with Spit, no Charger.
Here, I'm giving this to you.
They find an extra set of pills which boost their bonus back up to plus 70%. Clear out the rest of these commons before they advance. Hold on to that 900 and some bonus that they got.
Reloading.
Now they are taking this cautiously. Smoker gets a pull. Hunter and Jockey cover to Tri-Cap. And that is a lot of damage going out onto Mingoose family. That takes a lot off the bonus, down to 53.3%.
That'll hold me.
Even more after the pills are popped. That was one of their best hits. That was almost 300 points worth of damage. Man, they're blitzing the map so fast I can't keep up with them. Hunter lands, Spit will 2. And they should have safe room. Charger lands, but it is cleared before the ink cap goes up and the death onto Kimchi. They still walk in with 568 bonus. Approx did a pretty good job on getting some damage late in the map, but 568 is a lot of points for map 2 of Suicide Blitz. It was a lot of SI attacks. It was 7 before the tank. Probably at least 1-3 set of spawns go in during the tank. Then the tank commit. And I believe it was 4 more hits after, so 11 hits in a tank fight is a lot for a map. And we are live. Opening hit, Spitter, Jockey, Charger, Smoker. Charger goes in, lands. What? And now there's a separation pull. And he is going to suffer for it. Mirai loses so much bonus. Again, one hit takes about 25% of their total bonus.
Heads up.
Mirai getting pulled into the spit. The jockey held the pull target in the spit too. And just look at the damage board. 72, 4, 6, 24, and 10. And a 2 boom ensues after. 100 Charger Spitter. Look like they're going to go. Nice ski going out there. Charger will miss. And they'll get a little bit of free spit damage onto Alpha. Alpha will not be able to move until this spit stops, and now they go.
Looks like some of them headed to the river.
Smoker missed a pull on the back.
Reloading.
That's 2 attacks down, and they still have not gotten around the corner onto the dock area.
Okay, try and keep out of the water.
It will be a retro attack accompanied by the jockey. Jockey's coming from behind. Boomer tries to get a spawn in between. Nice 2 boom. And it's a tri-cap. But unfortunately for the infected team, that the tri-cap lands and the non-boom survivor is the one that can clear everything pretty quickly.
Reloading.
But the damage, a lot of damage going out onto the survivors. 58.7% of the bonus is left. They have not fought tank yet.
Yeah, somebody's gonna need these.
Ammo.
Look out!
Charger gets a punch. Charger will miss. Spitter goes by himself. Then the Smoker gets a pull in the back. A proxy 1 boom.
Watch out.
That should clean up that set of spawns.
Only way over is
Alright, the event is triggered. 4 SI attacks in.
reloading.
40.1% bonus is in.
It's a plan. I don't know if it's a good
Alright, boat's
plan,
coming.
but it is a plan.
Holy.
Unless someone has a better idea, let's rock.
The fire's
Let's
spreading.
burn some shit up.
Alpha going back to hold spawns in the rear.
Shit.
A hog walk. Gotta keep up. Gotta keep up.
Alright, Jockey, Charger, Hunter, Spitter for the set of spawns. Potential for a lot of damage. Here they go. Jockey come from behind. Nice ski goes out though. The Jockey is the only spawn that lands. Charger and Hunter get shut down. Nice ski going out.
Reloading.
4Z with question marks to his team.
Reload here.
Alpha and Mirai are both slow, but they'll hold on to their pills for the tank fight.
Reloading here.
Here goes the pull onto Alpha. Nice clear. It's still a rolling 2-cap in the back. You eventually clear Alpha, but with 3 survivors, boom, it's difficult to get the clears. They eventually do in-cap Alpha, probably just to make sure he gets more HP when he pops the pills. I think they should start progressing. The boat has arrived.
Hey, y'all shooting me.
Reloading here.
Charger, Spitter, Boomer, Jockey, they will get the first two of the map. They're good spawn orders or good sack orders by Mingoose family. The Charger lands. Spit will land for more damage. And ouch. Bonus down to 27.3% left.
Reloading. Not dead yet.
Machine gun. Yep.
Boomer will sack. 1 survivor will stay in the rear at the moment. Okay, they regrouped. Alpha really trying to push the issue.
Careful.
All right, Smoker goes for a pull forward. Misses. There's going to be a rock onto Alpha and a punch and a retreat. It's going to be an in-cap. He'll suffer pretty much about 700 chip. Another rock goes out. They should chase this tank down because they know the inevitable is incoming. Another rock. Nice skeet from Smack Nerd, shutting it down. Oh, rock misses, Charger misses, stumbles into the punch for Rochelle. Jockey lands, that is a dead survivor, Alpha. Another survivor gets in-capped, and it looks like the tank is about to clean this up, as the only survivor he has left is Ellis. Ellis jukes the tank, gets punched, and then that will be a wipe going on to Approx with a 2-chapter score of 326 to Mingoose family's 2,148. All right, guys, so it looks like we're going to need a wipe from Approx and them to make station with a lot of bonus to mount a comeback. Tank will be sitting at 74%, as exactly what you don't want to see if you're an Approx player or if you're rooting for Approx. Probably want to tank more like 25%, because no matter what, with this map being 500 distance, we're going to get over 300 points strictly in distance alone. And we are live. Opening hit will be Boomer, Smoker, Spitter, Hunter.
Some with this.
Nice skeet, nice shutdown on the pole. Spit goes with a free spit. Boomer's gonna sack. And they will have a quad inside the jail.
Reloading.
Or in the prison area, I would more say, I guess.
Reloading.
The event is triggered. They take the short route. No, they're not going to. And here is the quad. They're going to go fast. The Charger misses. Hunter doesn't even get a chance to spawn yet. And the spawns go too fast. And that is a quad thrown away. Alpha didn't even have the chance to get into a spawn location before the Charger missed. Hunter will land, so will the spit. They'll get a decent amount of damage from their third hit. That's where a bulk of their damage came from. Take the bonus down to 92.6. So they'll have a little bit more than a K HP at about 40% map progression.
Reloading. Reloading.
Reloading.
Charger's the first set of spawn up. Then the Smoker, Hunter. And the last one will be a Jockey. So it's a quad try again. Another quad sack. I did not see that. And they're out. Here they go. Charger rockets in. Charger will miss. Hunter gets skeeted eventually. Nice skeet by Blob onto Mirai. Charger gets melted. Smoker dies last. It'll be 2-2 with the Hunter and the Smoker, I believe.
Reloading.
Reloading.
Map progression 64%. Final hit pre-tank.
Reloading.
All right, now they got to come up the stairs. Hunter is going to pre-spawn. Looks like they're going to try to get a pounce in the stairs. A nice skeet coming out by Blob again. Blob shutting down the spawns. Jockey goes in for a scratch. Spit goes for a delay.
God damn it, I'm covered in goo.
People will get one target, and there we go with the third tank of the game for Approx in the hands of none other than Alpha himself.
We can get down here.
Smoker gets a pull. Nice 2-charge. Unfortunately, he couldn't line up for the door. Might have been more. The Charger gets melted very fast. Alpha's going to have to start chasing the survivors down. Does take the short route. Keeps a little view to save some rage. Now he makes his way in, and this would be a support. He's going to sack the Boomer, which I think is a good call. And they're going for early chip.
Shoot it.
Interesting route.
Oh, yeah.
Rock misses. And unfortunately for Alpha, that's not the set of spawns you want. They might want Charger instead of Smoker here. And he is in, down to 4k HP. He gets a double. One more punch onto Coach. A third punch. Fourth punch. That might be all he gets. One more punch onto Rochelle.
I'll try this shotgun.
I think the spawns went in too early for Alpha,
It's
though.
fine. Let me just get you up.
All right.
Shotgun.
Thanks.
You're
Nick,
right.
I mean, the Hunter went way early. I just think there's a time to send send spawns in to get an early corner, which is fine. But when you're committing on the inside and the survivor's back to a wall, I don't think you really need to send that early spawn. So it's easy clears for Mingoose family. They're going to hold on to 56.6% of their bonus, while the tank after 2-2 is incoming. Hunter and Charger will be the set of cappers. They pretty much know where the hit's coming from now. Charger goes up, gets melted. Hunter will land. Spit's going to be short. Boomer tries to get a proxy, but it's not going to work. A proxy stumble. And that's pretty much no damage other than the Hunter landing. Again, a very clean take by Mingoose family. Good job by them.
Nice.
That's better.
I ever tell you about the time my buddy Keith fell down an open manhole? He was unconscious.
They
down
blitz
there for
down
like
the
a week.
sewers. Spawns
During
were
that
not
time,
unable to make a
unbeknownst
play on
Keith,
it. Another
they
quad
caved
incoming.
over and Keith had to.
Alice, sweetie, can this wait?
Okay.
Reloading.
Crazy sons of bitches.
They only have 2 more hits left. Here it comes. Smoker gets a pull in the back. It lands. Hunter gets skied to the Charger. Will land, but not until the Smoker gets cleared.
Hey, I'm reloading.
Better have been an accident.
And not much more damage. Less than 2% goes out onto the survivor team, and they will hold 50% of their total bonus. 552 points.
Damn, they beat me good.
And this will be the final set of spawns. 2-2 with the Hunter and the Charger. So it's good for damage-wise. But no wipe is going to be possible unless there's a huge misplay by the survivor team. Hunter gets skeeted. Third skeet of the map. Or third solo skeet of the map. 1 by Kimchi, 2 by Blob, and they're going to walk in with a 552 bonus. And 3 chapter score for Suicide Blitz of 3,200 points. Balamir. Shout out to Balamir in the chat. Pillar of the community leader for the Scavenge community. We've done a tournament for them. Turned out to be very enjoyable with some of the new maps that were made for them. But right now, let's stay focused on AST. Hunter will land. They're going to probably get a lot of... Nope, the Smoker was a little late. But there's really not much more they can get out of that with the set of spawns they have. Spitter is going to die last. So no charge spit. Good job by Approx getting the kill order pretty good there. Oh no. Misplay by Rochelle. Oh no. Macy's going to suffer about half of the bonus. Charger lands in the front, gets cleared though. Boomer's going to come get a triple boom. Good sack order. But that was already 2 hits, and they didn't even leave the safe room. And now they are into cell block 1. A lot of commons. It looks like they want to take the short way. All right, they're going to go for a hit on the back one. Rochelle gets pulled. They get the clear. Charger unable to find anything. The jockey will eventually land. Spit just goes for a delay. Probably would have spit on the jockey if it would have landed. They're not going to kill the Smoker. All right, Smoker is now dead. Coach falls off the stairs. Needs to go get back up. Now, the event is off. Bonus sitting at 74.3%. And they will back up into this little hallway here and clear out as many commons as they can. Sorry, I got the hiccups for a long time. All right, spawns coming in. Jockey will land. Hunter lands. Charger will miss. Charger goes Fifth City, though. And there goes an in cap onto Macy. Quad stumble, proxy boom. And the bonus will go down to about 55, probably 53%. Yep, 53% after pills pop.
Reloading here.
Nice ski coming out by Mirai. The Charger goes in, will find its target, and get a slam. Spit will go on to Alpha. And the bonus is just melting away from the survivors. The color green no longer exists for them. It is all red and yellow.
Look out!
And I'm not even sure if they can go back and fight this tank anymore. They might have to fight this tank forward.
We got pills here.
2-2, Jockey comes. Nice M2 on the Jockey. Hunter comes in late. Eventually gets team skeeted by 3 survivors. The only one that didn't partake in that skeet was Alpha. And now the crawl continues.
Reloading!
Reloading. Shit.
Approx so far seems to be averaging about 250 points per chapter. Charger rockets in, lands on the survivor's head. The pole gets cleared slowly, Alpha taking chip. Charger somehow gets away alive with 68 HP and runs back for a despawn.
Okay, it's gonna last for a bit.
Watch out!
Reloading.
Charger rockets in. Charger will land. Doesn't get a slam, but they will get a spit. And that will take Macy almost down to end caps. And Macy has already been down once. If Macy doesn't pop, in danger of going black and white. It looks like black and white's what it's going to be as the 100 gets an end cap in the back.
Go down again, and that's it for you.
And there we go. Pills for Macy. Smack Nerd and Mariah will have to pop when the tank is up. Boomer gets a one boom in the back. Sorry, it's hard to see in here, guys. Charger is beating the crap out of the smoker. Jockey is up too. Forzy beating the crap out of his friends. Right there goes the pole. The Charger can't intercept, but the Jockey does. And goes Fist City. There's another in cap going out on the Smack Nerd. Alpha will now be slow for this tank.
Hey, watch out!
Got a big ass pistol here.
They grab ammo. Oh, and a quad boom. Third tank of the game for Mingoose in the hand of Presto. Presto going ham. Gets 2 in caps. The DP, there's a death. The only survivor up is Smack. Actually, Mariah has a little bit of HP. Nice punch onto Smack Nerd. Misses a punch onto Smack Nerd. Melees. And looks like as they're going out in the chat saying, how do you wipe, you're so good. And that will be a 331 point chapter score, 841 points for Approx, and 3,200 for Mingoose family. So it looks like the outcome for this one is decided, but Approx will try to make it closer. I'm pretty sure they'll still finish this out for you guys, so you can at least finish seeing the whole map played through. Alright, Chapter 4, final chapter of this tournament match. Tank will be sitting at 36%. This is an earlier tank that Approx needed probably last chapter. Let's see if Mingoose family can put up a 4K burger on Suicide Blitz, which is not an easy task. If you go for distance, as far as how much each one of these chapters are worth, they're not worth the most. I believe it's 500, 500, 5, no, it's 4, 5, 5, 6. Not worth a terrible lot, but the 600 chapter map makes it a lot easier. Alright guys, the last last round of this tournament match. The first half goes to a Mingoose family. They're gonna go first. Spit goes out, they try to get a free spit, it's not gonna work. I do believe they'll get a sack for a quad though. Spitter will be M2'd and killed. And Macy will be the only damage on the board for the infected team. 4 points.
Reloading.
And they get through this area quickly, trying to get out of these tight corners out into the open. They get up the stairs before spawns are up, and it's going to be a quad try. Not going to be the easiest thing to hit a quad in these close quarters. They're going to go for it, though. Charger gets melted. Nothing lands at all from that quad. It is cleanly shut down. Right now, Mingoose family is showing their dominance on this neutral game right now.
Reloading. Ammo here.
They're coming up on about tank spawn area. 35% progression. 36 to get the tank up. Will be 2-2. The Charger and Jockey are the cappers. There's the Boomer. No other set of spawns go. The AI Boomer will trickle from behind. Boomer gets popped. Charger punches but misses. Jockey gets M2'd and killed from Nick, so nothing's going to come from that. And the final tank of the game for Approx is in the hands of Mirai. Alright, and they're going to retreat to a pretty standard area to fight this tank. Smoker goes for a sack. Boomer goes for a sack too. So they want Charger, Hunter, and Jockey for the support, which isn't a terrible idea. The first tournament match we saw Smokers come from where the tank was and couldn't help any of the survivors as they were on the other side of the wall. A nice early corner under Rochelle. Another punch. Another punch. This is a good job by Mirai. Gets an in cap with 2k left. We should see the commit. There's no way you get a kill with that Hunter. Hunter, a big misplay on where it spawned. Charger is dead now, and that's all his tank's gonna get.
Nick, I know you shot me.
I don't understand. What did the support do? It was a great play by Mirai to get Kimchi cornered for free, but the SI don't capitalize on it.
Anyone else feel like crap
But
right
tank
now?
dealt with. In cap goes out. Another standard tank
Ammo
fight, I would say. Pretty standard one in cap, no extra hits.
Hunter.
Hunter will land this time. Spit's gonna land this time. Jockey is late, and Smoker is late. Again, the SI have the right idea, but they just don't go in quite synchronized. But again, morale might be a little low due to the point delta, so they know it's over and just finishing up the map.
Reloading.
Coming up about to the bone alley. Bone alley's 50% map progression, so they'll be halfway through the map. Boomer, Hunter, Charger, Spitter are the set of spawn. Go on the back ones. Not a bad play, but a little premature. And now the Charger is going to die last, so now there's no Charger for the next hit. Spitter died third, I believe, if I saw correctly. So they'll have Tri-Cap with Boom, no Charger.
Knights of Columbus.
They navigate cleanly through the bone alley. A couple more alleys to turn through. They go in the back of the movie theater. Here is that Tri-Cap with Spit.
Reloading.
Again, no Charger. Might look for a quick pound spit and maybe a jockey pull to keep it in it, or maybe they just try to go for multiple survivors. We'll see what play they do. All the infected come from the same area. That Hunter's going to get skeeted. It's not successful. Don't know. It actually wasn't a skeet because all the damage went when it landed. So Spit goes out. We get a little bit of damage. And now the Smoker was a little too close, but tried to get a pull with a blob in the Spit. And they will hold on to 68.1% of the bonus at 68% map progression, too.
Reloading.
Okay, okay. That one hurt.
Charger and Boomer are up. They rocket in right away. Charger gets melted in between two survivors. Doesn't land. Jockey comes in. Boomer gets popped. And Alpha has crashed. Unfortunate for that. So they will lose a spawn there when they go in. They still have a bonus of 887 as we wait for Alpha to return. Alright, Alpha is back. Alright, and we are live. Last chapter, first half of the map, but they're still going with Survivor side. 80% map progression. Probably 1 or 2 more hits. I think more on the line of 2. Possibly 3, depending on what they could do with it. Actually, no, I take it back. It's probably just going to be 1.
Almost there.
Now, they'll get 2, but just all be in the same spot.
Reloading.
Alright, Tricap would spit. Here they go. The charger lands on Coach's head. It's so unlucky.
Reloading.
Another ski going out by Blob.
Reloading.
Maybe the last set of spawns as far as damage. 2-2. Spit goes in. The jockey lands. Does not get cleared right away. Decent damage, though. And it looks like they're going to walk in with a 668 bonus, except for some common slaps that go out here. Ooh, he was lucky. Ellis just makes it on there. Wob was almost dead. Expected it's going to be really hard to do anything with this. Charger gets 6-point stumble on 3 survivors. 2 points each. Smoker not able to get a pull, and that will be safe room made. 644 bonus. Campaign score of 4,448. And don't worry, guys, when this tournament match is over, I will send you over to Presto's weekend tournament. There's a match going on right now, if I remember correctly. So I will raid that tournament match, so you guys will not lose anything. I'm going to take a little break, and I'll be back probably this afternoon, do some of Presto's tournaments as well, when it gets a little bit later in the stages. Gotta get some sleep yet. Very tired. But at the moment, opening hit will be 2-2 with the Hunter and Jockey. So let's wrap up this match first. Alright, both supports are pre-spawned up front. Interesting spawn location for that boomer. The Hunter tries to find a target, gets skeeted. Boomer's coming up, eventually does get 2. Still not killed, then gets finished off. And that will be spawn shut down. The jockey is the only thing that didn't go. It is up, probably going to hold to help with his teammates unless he sees a very good opportunity, which survivors are doing a much better job staying together. Jockey runs back for a respawn. Charger goes in, lands. Pull in the back goes. Jockey lands 2. Hunter gets M2'd and killed. And it looks like right now for Mingoose family, they're just kind of throwing spawns in. They know they got the W. No coordination on the quad attempt. Spawns are up. Boomer is first. Spitter comes. Charger. Smoker's going to try to get a pull for this Charger, maybe. Don't see the Smoker spawn location. Okay, Smoker's in the back. Respectable one, Boom. More of a delay. The infected are content with playing this game. They'll sit here and wait all day. Boomer will probably boom again. Oh, they try to get an early pull. Nice try. Boomer lands again. There goes the pull. Charger goes. The spitter was not ready. They'll get some decent spit damage. Pull the alpha in the spit. And thank you, Smoker, for giving all the iframes to the survivor that was in the spit. Smoker is now killed. Boomer is still holding on to its life, running forward, as Kimchi is going to be the tank as well, so there's not a really bad call of holding on to that Boomer. As this Boomer will get its third boom in its one life that it's had. Hunter gets skeeted by Smack. Nice shutdown by Smack Nerd. Boomer gets M2'd and no third boom for Kimchi's Boomer. Jockey gets M2'd and shut down, and that's a nice shutdown there by Coach. Charger's gonna intercept. It's gonna land. Get one slam. Smoker gets a scratch. Tries to go for a quick pull, and that will cause Approx to retreat back to the pretty standard area to fight this tank. In the back of the sewers. Alright, let's get comfortable in this corner here. Now they have Boomer. They're going to sack Boomer.
Nice shooting.
Now this is going to give him a Charger. Charger Hunter Jockey. I don't think that's a bad set of spawns to have here. I think the Smoker is difficult to do much. And if the Smoker comes from the back, which is really the only thing it could do due to the front plate on the sewer, guarding the Smoker from being able to really help. So I think it's a good call. Charger should be up. And now this should be the commit for Kimchi. Final tank of the game for Mingoose family. And Kimchi is in. Can he bring it up with a quad wipe on the tanks? Kimchi is down to half HP already. Down to 2,800. Gets his first corner. 2,600 HP. 2,200. All spawns are still alive. He gets the in-cap, still 2,000. Gets an early punch onto Ellis. Another punch onto Ellis. He misses. Another punch. Charger misses. And they're not going to get a wipe here, but he's getting jump punches from down there onto the survivors. What arms Kimchi has.
To say if I did this,
You ain't
I'm
right.
sorry.
But let's get you
So a
up and
2
moving.
in-cap tank.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Sure thing.
Not bad at all.
Thanks.
Okay, ain't going on. I'm really
Okay,
hurt.
it's gonna last for a bit.
Okay, this seriously hurts.
And that will exhaust all the pills for Approx. Smack Nerd will still be slow. The only permanent HP except for Alpha has a little sliver of perm. And also some... the charge... Alright, they're just going to take the charge spin on the front survivor. Separated was Ellis. And Mirai loses all of his bonus for it.
Something's gotta break our way.
Ow.
Yikes.
Look out now!
Spitter, Hunter, Jockey, and the Smoker are the spawns up. So they do have Tricap with Spit. Hunter will land, so does the Smoker on the same target. Nice Jock in the back. They'll get the in-cap onto Mirai. And an in-cap onto Smack forward in the Spit.
Pull yourself together, man.
Smoker will remain alive.
You're gonna have to suck it up.
We're a team.
We need you.
Come get me.
Smoker delays just a little bit.
Down there, let me help you on your feet.
Charger is up. Not going to be able to make a play on that, though. They'll get out of the alley. Unless the Charger goes now. Boomer goes in the back. Charger just chooses to respawn. Lob call on the go-go. Charger rockets in. Misses. Gets a 2-point stumble. Hunter will land on Alpha. Mirai is black and white. There's no pills left.
That car.
And Macy is the only one who's going to be fast for just a few more ticks.
Reloading.
Holding on to that 48 temporary
I got
HP.
hit by burning goose shit.
Alpha will be down to 2 HP. A Jock in the back gets cleared. Up crunchy pullback. And that will be a death and another in-cap on Alpha and a death onto Mirai. Another in-cap goes down to Macy and the Smoker could clear it up.
Just this once, I need some help.
Oh, shit, just...
And there is the charge to clean it up. The GG well plays come out. And that will be Mingoose family getting the W. 4,448. The Approx is 1,141.